Hello guys, my name is Anna and I'm a Ukrainian, and I have decided I will vlog daily from my country Ukraine since the start of this awful war with Russia. And in my daily videos, I try to update you on the important real-life situations in my country Ukraine, and of course I'm always glad to answer your questions and to clarify some facts from history, culture, background, or whatever interests you. So feel free to ask your questions in the section below this video. But today is the video that I'm personally very glad to record because we are going to speak about the success of the Ukrainian counter-offensive operation, its importance for the morale of Ukrainian people and peace on the planet. Because as long as Putin is at rule, the whole planet is in danger. But good news, I hope he will not stay at rule for a really long period of time. I would like to start this video with a joke that I have come across today on the internet and I loved it a lot. It was a question to the Ukrainian armed forces: where should Ukrainian soldiers stop during this counter-offensive operation? And the answer was simple: as soon as they hear the Chinese language spoken. I personally believe it is quite possible, because at the beginning of February, no one thought war is possible in the center of Europe in the 21st century. Then many countries thought that Putin will take over Ukraine really quickly, and we managed to stand against the second greatest army in the world. And now we demonstrate that Russia will lose, and there is no reason to be afraid of the dictatorship of Putin, because this is a fake regime based on cowardice of Russian society and threatens and terrorists, attacks towards normality in the world. So the news that I personally like is the information from the General Staff of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, where they say that no new Russian soldiers will be sent to Ukraine, according to Russia, because first of all, they want to understand what is going on here in Ukraine and why so many soldiers escape, leave their tanks and weapons, and don't want to continue fighting. And first of all, the answer is pretty simple. It is our blitzkrieg that is happening, not Russian but Ukrainian, and we're taking back our territories. Also, Russians are starting to learn real numbers of soldiers who died on the territory of Ukraine in this totally unjust and unnecessary war started by Putin. And these numbers are terrifying, and they do not take into account even those who died being members of private armies, also popular in Russia, and poor people mobilized on temporarily occupied territories. So the number is terrifying, and of course the Russians do not care about the wounded. Many of them are left to die on the battlefields of Ukraine or don't have enough time for rehabilitation, so they have serious problem with soldiers, with their morale, and of course with Ukrainian armed forces, who are fighting really well. And we are very grateful for our allies for the support that they give in trainings, in weapons, and in understanding and support. This is all very, very valuable for us. Also, I think that it is important to say that counter-offensive operation is going really good. Ukrainians are not those people who like to boast and to say that everything is super good. And actually, if you ask a Ukrainian, how are you, traditionally, even if everything is perfect, we will say, well, normally or so. And at the same time, I have to confess that according to the news that we read in media, this counter-offensive operation goes better than expected. It started at the end of August, and now we have taken back many territories that Russian orcs occupied back starting from April. So within a couple of weeks, we managed to take back something that Russian orcs fought and died for months. And this is very demonstrative. Plus, what I love about the Ukrainian armed forces is that we care about every soldier, and all the operations are clearly sought, and like every life matters. This is very different from the attitudes to soldiers in the Russian army. And also there are lots of evidence how Russians leave tanks, weapons, and escape. And Russian media describes it as a planned action, like they plan to escape. And it all sounds very funny. Sometimes we even see that Russian propaganda, perhaps the most active propaganda in the world, is not able to describe what is going on in Ukraine without like any demonstration of losses and failures. And Peskov said that today that Putin knows everything about the special military operation in Ukraine, but I'm sure he does not know anything, and he does not know anything about Ukraine at all, even before the start of this war. Because if he knew more about Ukraine, if he did not trust his I don't know, instincts, he would definitely realize that Ukraine is not the country he can conquer, and that would have prevented hundreds and thousands unnecessary deaths. But Putin is stupid enough to believe his paranoia, and that was the reason, perhaps the only reason for the start of this war. Also, I'm really happy that our president, together with all Ukrainians, says that no negotiations with Russia. There is no way to talk to a terrorist state, and what personally makes me really proud is the fact that 100% of Ukrainians are against any negotiations with Russia. We have to win this war, and only after we win this war we can discuss something with new government of Russia or other countries that will appear after Russia collapses. This version actually I like the most. And also, I think that one of the most important messages, of course, is that the many territories are now clean from Russian orcs. We have taken back important towns of Ukraine, like Balaklava, like Izum, like Kupiansk, and these are very symbolic, and people in these towns are really happy. There are lots of heartwarming videos of small kids waving Ukrainian flags, people singing, people inviting soldiers to eat whatever they have. These videos, they make us cry. But what is also important, that the whole world saw that Russia is not strong, that Russia is not, I don't know, beautiful in its action. It's a cowardly, bully nation that attacked an independent country, much smaller, perhaps with, of course, with less weapons, with anything. But it was a totally unjust war, and together with our allies, with our inborn bravery, we were able to stop them, and now slowly or sometimes quickly we are able to take back our territories, and in some cases even to return to the borders of Ukraine, to the legitimate borders of Ukraine. And I also like this fact that we now actually demonstrate what blitzkrieg is, but not on Putin's condition, on Zelensky and the Ukrainian armed forces condition. And to continue this success, of course, we need the continuous support of our allies. And I know that Ukrainian armed forces has addressed the United States and maybe other countries to provide us with 3-kilometer missiles, rockets like that can help us continue our counter-offensive attack. And all of that is really important because we see that Ukrainians are winning. We see that democracy is winning. We see that coordinated actions of the world, of the civilized world, bring the results. And that is very important because I'm convinced that with Putin at rule, with Russia nurturing so many dictators like every 50 years or something, the world is in danger. We have to stop it. We have to finally win this civilizational war, if it's possible to say, and to start rebuilding this collective defense system of the world, because normality and peace are very important for our future. Anyway, I'm really proud of being Ukrainian, and I'm also really proud of the fact that Ukraine has so many friends all over the world, and in these dark times we are not alone. And finally we demonstrate that Russia can and will be won, and Putin will fail, and perhaps then we will have decades of work with Russian society to liberate their minds and to rebuild the whole system of attitudes they have towards the West, towards, I don't know, innovation, freedom, and democracy that they are so much afraid of. But today we are really happy for the counteroffensive operation of Ukraine. Let it continue in this space. Once again, thank you for your support. Thank you for standing with Ukraine. Thank you for being happy for our victories. Thank you personally for buying me coffees and becoming my patrons. Check our new project, Soviet Myths Debunked, if you're not yet acquainted with it. And please let me know what are the other topics you would like me to talk about. And one more important announcement that I have to make, especially for those attentive followers: I am not on Twitter. I don't have an account on Twitter. And the one that existed is a fake account. If I will open a Twitter account, maybe I should, I will inform you. Also, I don't have an active account on Instagram. And let me know which social media you would like to see me on, because personally I spend much time in YouTube and I think it's better for sharing serious information. But let me know where would you like to meet me, and after I launch my pages there, I will definitely inform you. All the others that exist on Twitter, that one is a fake account. Once again, thank you for being with me. Thank you for being with Ukraine. Slava Ukraini!